Let us continue. Now, for high cycle fatigue situation, materials performance is generally characterized by this SN curve. Where is the curve? The graph of the magnetic of a stress cycle against the logarithmic scale of the cycle of failure. So, and the abscissa ordinate to the cyclic stress, magnitude of the cyclic stress against and abscissa will be the log of the number of cycle stress to failure, so the cycle required to failure for the failure of the material itself. There are two general failure, one fatigue test conducted or conducted. One test focus the nominal stress and to cause a fatigue level in some number of cycles, and this stress result is the data presentation as a plot of stress against the number of cycles, which is known as SN curve itself. The data obtained by cycling smooth or no section will follow accordingly. And I've gone through this thing point. Since the amplitude of the cycle of loading, it has a major effect on the fatigue performance. The SN relationship is to be determined by one specific loading amplitude. The amplitude is expressed as the R ratio value, where the minimum peak stress divided by the maximum peak stress. The minimum by maximum amplitude is expressed as the R ratio value. Minimum peak stress is divided by the maximum peak stress, which is given by R ratio. The amplitude of the cycle loading has always a major effect in the fatigue performance, and SN relationship is determined for a specific loading amplitude. Now, it is most common to test an R or magnitude ratio as equal to 0.1, but families of curves which curve as a different R ratio can be developed. Now, a variation up to the stress cycle, controlled failure fatigue stress is the cycle strain control test. In this case, the strain amplitude is held at constant during cycle. A variation in the cycle stress controlled fatigue test. Cycle stress controlled fatigue stress is the cycle stress controlled test. The strain amplitude is held constant during the cycle. Same amplitude is a single thing, and it's not changing always by the it is the time of cycling itself. Then strain control cyclic loading is more sensitive to the load finding in thermal cycling, or that respective events, expands and contractions in response to fluctuation to the opening strangers. It should be noted that there are several shortcomings of SN fatigue test. Thus, the condition of the test specimen is not always present actual service condition. There is no such for completion test for treatment of test materials, and actual service, it is not very clear whether it is really exposed to the actual surface condition. Now, for example, compliance with surface condition, such as piling formation, pitting form inside, which differs from the condition of the test pieces, differs for the condition of test pieces, and we'll have significantly different test different. So, actual service condition is not shown in the test piece itself, but it is all there. An example is there, such as the pitting surface finish. Furthermore, there is a considerable amount of scattering fatigue, even though it will be carefully measured after structure specimen for structure specimen out of the share to the often applied to curves to provide consecutive value of the design element itself. There is another relation, is a Goodman relation. In material science and fatigue, the Goodman relation is the equation used to quantify the action of main and alternating stress in the fatigue life of a material. What is the difference action is here? An equation is used to quantify the radial action of mean and alternating stresses in the fatigue. So we have to know that we have to quantify the alternate interaction of main and alternating stresses in a fatigue. A Goodman's diagram used as below sometimes shows that a Hague diagram or Hague-Solberg diagram is a graph of linear mean stress versus linear alternative stress. You see, so when the material is at given some number of cycles itself, a scatter plot of experimental data shows that shown on such a beat can be represented by parabolas known as a parabola known as the Weber line, which can be in turn be conservatively approximate to the straight line called Goodman line itself. The mathematical description. Area below the curve, this curve indicates the material should not fall below the given the stresses, but area below the precise central angle, area below the curve confirms that the material should not exceed the phase of the central species. The area above the curve, like failure material, the Goodman function, and CS equal to C into 1 minus QF by QU into QF. Where sigma A is where the alternating stress, sigma A, the real stress, sigma M. The fatigue strength, the heat for completely reverse bending, and sigma S is the ultimate strength of the material. The material gel then give the Goodman with the Goodman in relation a long life of relation of decreasing fatigue life with increasing mean stretch is for a given life of alternating stress itself. The reaction can be plotted to determine the self-cycling loading of a part. The condition given by the mean stress and alternating stress will lies under the curve given by the relation. This part is then will be active, and it is if it is now the relation can produce the cycle state, and the body gives the mean stress and alternating stress, the curve given by the specimen, and the part will survive. One is as above the gravity field, and for the post will fall gravity in air. The condition above the curve, then the part will fall of the given stress parameters itself. Even portion of this theory is scrapped. We don't want to resist it. It is not our subject point of view. Let us go to the practical illustration itself. Share screen. Let us consider what can be the shear strain itself. Here we are doing the fatigue test on mild steel and brass itself. To consider the fatigue behavior of the mild steel and brass when subjected to cycle of reverse stress. Apparatus required, we had the fatigue testing machine, a screw gauge or micrometer, and specimen, brass, and milestone itself. Machine cost is what we have. The machine cost of the cycling grinder and loading mechanism itself. The loading spindle serve for clamping the specimen to be tested and submit the testing load to the specimen. Loading spindle uses being two types. One side is for clamping the material, and other side the pressure is applied unless it is broken itself. The spindle with specimen gripped on it driven from electric motor are the specimen will cause that 40 will rotate as high as 600 RPM due to the number of rotation itself. So rotation by the cycling rotation. So what you are doing, you have to fix the specimen over a vice like gripper or vice like charging and drive to reaction most. Then it is drive to an alternative motor. The session will create and total resistance of RPM and RPM R due to the number of it is also counter by cyclic counter. What is the theory? The theory specimen gripped in the spindle, that is by gripping the electric motor, and by the same time it will be acted upon by a sagging bending moment, so that it is subject to repeated applied bending stresses. What you are doing at the shaft, which is actually shaft can be done by global element and the shaft and a very sagging bending moment will take place, which we will think. And subject to repeated alternative bending stress. This strain is sagging and hopping. Both this way the rod is moved, and it causes problem for everybody. Now, racing points. The specimen given action in the spindle given so that it can administer. The ratio mechanics machine points are frequently subject to varying stress, and it is important to know that strength of material under condition. This will all known that the material will fall under severe reverse stresses at stresses smaller than ultimate strength of the material under load. The phenomenon of decreased resistance of the material is to repeated stress is called fatigue, and testing having such is called endurance stress. Actually, we are pressing nail, a thread nail by which of hammer. You find that it will also it will go inside the material, inside the ground, but it will not bend itself. Right? The phenomenon of decreased resistance of the material to repeated stress is called fatigue, and the rest of the material or the application of such machine is known as endurance stress. The point of stress. Now, theory. Machine points are frequently subject to varying stress, and it is important always know that what is the strength of material under such condition. It is well known that the material falls under reverse stresses are that stress is smaller than the ultimate strength of the material under load. So the phenomenon of decreased resistance of stresses is limited to is limited to minus. Is a repeated stress called fatigue. Phenomenon of solid disease decreased durations of failure. It is represented for this it must happen. It is called fatigue and the result of material of the action of such as is called endurance test. It is required to find out the number of cycle of stress required to cause the nature of material. Therefore, each setting of the side load N, absolute of the stress required to give curved material is a continuous mode. For each setting of the load N, the number of cycle of stresses to curve failure is noted down. For higher result test level N is comparatively strong. As the stress level at the stress resist is the value N internet, and if a maximum stress will be increased. And this plotted is the curve and the very flat for smaller stress level. What is the precaution? All these specimens should have comparatively mounted on the machine itself. Load should be given equally for forward and reverse case. Trunk should be properly mounted and equally loaded in both the directions. Let us see another thing. Now, let us go through the experimental details. Now, what is the objective of the experiment is clearly known to us: to study the effect of fluctuating stress normally encountered in the cycle loading of material itself in surface. So fluctuating effect of fluctuating stress. Always everything is depending on how the material is behaving against the fluctuating stress. Now, what we record the specimen of correct design. Actually, you use a milestone shaft, vernier calipers to know the dimensions, date, weight as the load, the amount of load we are using, and range for tightening the load of the specimen holder itself. You see, there are two portions here. This is the sample holder, and this is the motor itself. And this is the switch for running the machine, and load is given on the load is brought here, which will be loaded here on the size of the machine of the material itself. The brief description machine, it consists of a three-phase motor here with 2800 RPM. Means this can be rotated on under 2800 RPM speed. The machine is designed to carry out testing of two specimens at a time. You can load one specimen here, you can load another specimen here, and you can load here and as well as here. But we generally use it only one specimen. The samples for fatigue set can be of three types, and we are just sharing that in next figure, depending upon the loading scheme provided by the machine. The specimen can be either clerically loaded on the axial manner or in a rotating manner. The loading can be like this, which is given here. What is shown here is that for a fatigue test, this is as a dumbbell-shaped specimen where it is loaded at both the end. And this load can be variable in both the ends, maybe from one end to another. Or it has to happen, it is once applied, then vanishes, then again applied, and then vanishes. This is the one type of loading is on the specimen where loaded on the directly on the axial direction, longitudinal axis of the machine. But there is another ways. This is the axial loading. This is the single end rotating cantilever testing machine. What is that? Here, one load is it is fixed in one end, and it is already loaded in the other end itself, and it is just being rotated. It's cycled as well as against the rotation itself, and it fails after a certain number of period itself. And once this another process is there, it is loaded on both the end on between the centers, and it's loaded in both the ends, and it is then thus loaded in the with the bending load in both of its ends. This is called single end, and this is called 4-point rotating cantilever beams, and this is called single end rotating cantilever testing machine. Now, what is the important parameters and equations? Here, a fluctuating stress can be considered to be made of two components: a mean or steady item, mean and steady stress sigma m, and alternative of variable stress sigma a. Actually, we are considering that although we are applying a single load, we are saying that a mean or steady load is applied, and at the same time alternative or variable load is applied. We must first consider the range of stress sigma r, and shown in here, the next page. The range of the stress is the algebraic difference between the maximum and minimum value of the stresses. So sigma r, by definition, is the maximum minus minimum of the stress. The alternative itself is exactly half of the range of the stresses, or sigma r is equal to sigma a, sigma r by 2, sigma x minus sigma. Here, sigma max plus sigma minimum divided by 2 is the algebraic mean of the maximum minimum stress in the cycle. Two other parameters also used for representing fatigue data: sigma minimum stress ratio, sigma minimum divided by sigma maximum. This is the stress ratio, where numerator should be sigma minimum and denominator should be sigma maximum. And amplitude ratio, the amplitude ratio A, which is a sigma A by sigma M, or 1 minus R divided by 1 plus R, or it can be sigma max minus sigma mean divided by sigma max plus sigma mean. This is the amplitude ratio. Now, for the fully reversed stress cycle as shown in 3 here, the stress ratio is -1 and stress is partially reversed or becomes a negative number less than 1 itself. If the stress is cycled between a maximum and not no load, the stress rotation ration will become 0. But if the cycle is cycled into two tensile stresses, stress ratio becomes a positive number less than 1 itself. What is shown here? Here the stress is moved from here to here and here to here. And but in the capsule, their full load is in one side, maximum, minimum, maximum, minimum. Here it is a maximum positive and minimum positive, then maximum positive and minimum positive. Sometimes maybe it's like this, which is called reverse. This is called repeating stress, and irregular random stress cycle is like this. Stress is totally irregular in shape, but it is variation doesn't have any definite structure, but it can be very high, very low, or intermediate, and sometimes even in the opposite direction either. The results of the fatigue crack initiation test are usually plotted as maximum stress, minimum stress, or the stress amplification on y-axis against the number of cycles to failure. And on the x-axis, the number of cycles to failure is generally plotted on logarithmic scale, where stress is plotted either on the linear or logarithmic scale itself. So fatigue crack initiation tests are clearly plotted maximum and minimum stress or the stress amplitude along y-axis of the vertical axis against the number of cycles failure n on x-axis itself. The number of cycle failure can be plotted on logarithmic scale or while the stress is plotted either linear or logarithmic scale itself. The regime in which the peak load is above the yield strength of the material is referred to as the low cycle strength itself. Component usually endures minus 10^4 cycles during the low cycle fatigue. In contrast, when the fixed cycle stress is below the low yield cycle of the metal, the component undergoes more than 10^4 cycle reversal, and regime is referred to the high cycle fatigue. If